Now guys, let's go back to this A here. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is to clear only my command window and to keep this small a and this big A. So in order to clean my command window, I should only use CLC. If you say clear all, then your variables will be cleared from your workspace. Now, let's remember big A. So I'm gonna only write A and then click. MATLAB will print out this big A. What if I need to change this 12 into -7? So I'm gonna change the element that is equal to 12 into an element equal to -7. Basically, what you should do is to say A, the index of this element, which is 2, 3, is equal to -7. As simple as that. Now guys, if you go to your workspace, you will see that the last element is changed. Or you can simply type A on your command window and then MATLAB will give you the new A. So the new A has an element 2, 3 is equal to -7. What if now I say A24 is equal to 9? What do you think, guys? Before clicking on enter, what do you think will change here? First of all, I'm asking MATLAB to assign the element 24 a value of 9. As a first impression, you will say that MATLAB will give you an error because I don't have an element 24. But whenever I define a variable inside MATLAB could not have this variable defined before. So I can say now x is equal to 2, even if this x is not in your workspace. MATLAB will have this x in your workspace. Now, even if this element 24 is not currently in your workspace or in this matrix A, MATLAB will change A so that A24 will be 9. How? MATLAB will fill all the elements by 0 until reaching this element. So here, guys, you can see that MATLAB is creating a fourth column where he puts 0 in the first row and 9, which is the element A24, in the second row. Even if you say A3, the third row, let's say 1 is equal to 10. So now I'm forcing the third row first element to be 10. So this means that MATLAB will create a fourth row and will put 10 in the first element, and then all other elements undefined will be 0. Okay, now in the fourth part, I'm gonna do some modifications or some modifications on this matrix A, and it's very important. They are very smart and important. So what if I say A4 or A3 is equal to this sign? A3, guys, means the third row. A colon operator here means all the elements. So here, the colon operator inside index is usually used whenever you are saying from this number to this number. If you're not saying this, if you're not specifying the first number to the last number, then this means, guys, that this colon operator means all the elements of the third row, because I'm specifying here 3, is equal to empty. This symbol means empty. So all the elements of the third row is equal to empty, and this means that I'm asking MATLAB to cancel all the third row. And I can do this for any element, for any row, or for any column, and even for any element. Now what if I use this? A24 is equal to empty. What do you think, guys? Let's start with the first one. A with a colon operator. What does this mean? All the elements. And then 2 to 4. What does this mean? All the elements of the column, because this stands for the column number. All the elements of the columns going from column 2 to column 4 is equal to empty, which means I'm gonna cancel all this matrix. And this means that A is equal only to the first column, which is what? 3. Now guys, if I need to add the first column, alright, so now I have A that is of the size of 2 by 1, and I need to add a second column. I can say A, all the elements of the second column, or no, I can say A is equal to A 1 till, or 1, A is equal to A, and then here let's say A plus 1 or A plus 2. So this is A now. So I'm adding here a second column, okay? Now, what if I need to define B from A like this? A is 1 till end. What does this mean? This means that B is equal to, for the rows, all the rows of A. And means the last row. So if I don't know the number of rows, I can use and, okay, which is here 2. So B is equal to A, the first row, the second row, and which columns? Let's say, okay, what I'm gonna do is second minus 1, 1. So what do you think will happen here? So I'm saying, guys, that B is equal to A of the first index is the row number, all the rows from 1 till end, which means from the first row till the last row. I can only use the column operator if you want. But the column number is the second column, decrementing it by minus 1, decrementing it by minus 1 until 1, which means it is from 2 till 1. So you can say that, you can see here that B is A by flipping the columns, by flipping these two columns, alright? So B is a 3, 5, 1, 3. So you can, guys, find, let's say C, I need to define C as B, all the rows, the first column. Now this is C. Or D as second row, all the columns. No, sorry. D is B, the second row, all the columns. So this is how you can define matrices from other predefined matrices. Now let's remember A. And let's add a third column, let's say, like this. A 2, 3 is equal to minus 1. Let's say this is A, and I need to use, and this is the last part, I need to use a built-in function called max. Max of A. What do you think will be max? Of course, guys, max, as its name, should give me the maximum. So as a first impression, we can say that the maximum of A here is 5. Is this the correct answer? Basically, it is not. But before doing max of A, let's do max of small a. So remember, small a is what? Is 1, 4, 10. So you can see that max of small a will be the maximum of all the numbers. However, this is not applied for max of big A. Max of big A will give me the maximum of each column of A, which means max of A will be a row vector of length or of size, or the number of columns of this row vector is the same number of columns of A. So as you can see, guys, the maximum between 1, 3 is 3, the maximum between 3, 5 is 5, and the maximum between 0, minus 1 is 0. And this is also applied for the sum. If you do the sum of small a, then MATLAB will sum all the elements of small a because this is an array. But if you do the sum of big A, MATLAB will give you the sum of column by column. Now the question is, how to find the sum of all the elements of A? You have a lot of options. The first option is to find is to list all the elements of A, and this is how you can list them. You use only one colon operator, even if this is a matrix. MATLAB will give you all the elements in a column vector. How? It will start like this. 1, 3, 3, 5, 0, minus 1. So this is A, all the elements. Now you can find, since this is now an array, you can find max of answer or max of A, all the elements. This is how you can find the maximum of all the elements and the sum of all the elements. Now you also have another option, and it is basically to make the transpose of A, let's say, and then you can find the maximum of the transpose of A. And this will give you the maximum of all the rows, of row by row, because I'm doing the transpose of it. And then you can compare which is the maximum. We'll do this later on in details. So guys, you should remember that in order to find, or if I'm gonna use max, max will give me the maximum of all the elements in an array, if it is row or column vector. While max will give me the maximum of column by column for a matrix. Sum will give me the sum of all the elements if this is an array, row vector or column vector, while sum will give me the sum of a column by column for a matrix. Thank you.